Okay. Welcome back to the Street Shaman Podcast. I am your host, Shamanic Poe, aka Poe and the Rockstar. And today I'm here with one of the OGs of the underground, the R.O.C. What's going on, my guy?
Not much. How y'all doing, man? Everybody good?
I'm sure people are good. People are good. Everybody's already in the people coming in the chat and shit.
Nice.
So yeah. We'll get more people in here. So what's going on, man? What's new with you?
Not much, man. Still, of course, on this underground music grind. That's all. Just still pushing. New music. Of course, the bounce back track. Got something else coming next Friday. Just trying to still hone my skills as a producer, engineer. Still
Okay.
trying to going through that crazy because
Okay. So you were doing you wasn't always doing production and engineering?
see, here's the kicker. Okay,
Go
I've
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
always did production. I've always did production, but and you got to understand, like my career is like over 30 years. So like I've always did the production part of it, but as far as the engineering part, meaning getting into stuff like EQ, compression, um, really your sounds being able to just mesh together and things like that,
Right.
balancing all that. I never really got into any of that. I never put any attention or anything into it.
Right.
I just was pushing on the drum machine. Okay, yeah, that's good. All right, throw your verse to it. Monoxide, Madrox, put your stuff. Well, at that time, Hectic and Mr. Bones, put your verses to it.
Right.
House of Crazies, level jumpers, whatever. And that was really all I was doing. I wasn't really getting into the guts of it.
Right.
And
Right. Right.
finally, what was it? Actually, last year I really started, paying attention. It's pandemic and everything, so it's just I got focused on trying to dig
Okay.
into the guts of everything. So I do watch a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of stuff like that. Subscribe to a lot of stuff that kind of teaches you things and stuff like that. And it's
Uh,
that rabbit
you
hole is
break it. You break
deep,
it.
man.
Okay.
That rabbit hole is deep.
You breaking up. You breaking up on. Yo, RO. You breaking up. You breaking up a little bit on me. I don't know what's going on. You started lagging. You started going.
Oh, okay.
I was like,
That
oh
better?
shit.
Okay. That better?
Like,
You
nah,
got
you
me?
good. You good. I don't
Okay.
know if it was the Wi-Fi or whatnot.
Yeah, probably is. But yeah, man, that rabbit hole is deep, man. When it comes to really delving into that music, man, it's deep. It's deep. It is.
Right.
Hey,
Right.
hey! I see people checking in. What's up, people?
Charlie Moore was good. Yeah, so you've been down with Twisted and with the whole movement in some type of way for a long time.
Yeah.
You never got signed with Psychopathic Records, right? Or were
No,
you?
I was never signed with
Okay.
Psychopathic. I
Okay.
I was actually signed to their underground label that they created called Hatchet House. So I was never really
Okay.
on Psychopathic, even though heavy affiliation with Psychopathic Records, I was never signed there. It was their underground label that I was signed to, Hatchet House. So, but like I said,
Right.
just did so much work with them. People thought, oh, R.O.C is signed over there, but no, never was. Never was. Just Hatchet House, and that's when I did my Welcome to the Dark Side little EP that I did over there.
Trouble. It says
So
we're having trouble. Are we good? We good? We good? Everybody good? Cause it's starting to rain like a motherfucker. You know, it's spring season. It's starting to rain like a
I
motherfucker.
know, I know, man.
We're breaking up like a motherfucker, and it's ruining the story. So you started off before with Twisted before they were even twisted.
Yes, we started off as House of Crazies. That was our thing. Um, and then they left. They became Twist. That's when they became Twisted. And I was just doing my solo thing. I got with actually one of my old rhyme partners, Scraps, and we
Right.
became Half Breed. Me and Scraps. So we started doing the Half Breed thing, and then the level jumpers thing came about and stuff like that.
Okay.
So yeah, but yeah, man, my stuff spans, oh, sheesh, 30 years. It's just, yeah, man, and you just you keep plugging away. People always ask, yeah, man, you've been doing this so long, man. Uh, do you wish you would have made it? Made what?
Made
Everything.
what?
Seriously. But what people gotta understand is it's your what is it that's made it to you? Like
Right,
you
right,
may
right.
you may get a multi-platinum selling artist that will look at you and say, you ain't made it. If you ain't got like somebody like Beyonce, she could say, hey, if you ain't got 20 Grammys, you ain't made it.
Right.
Now, somebody who got 5 Grammys, what would somebody who's got 5 Grammys to her say? Well, what you mean? So it's really what I'm saying, Paul, it's based on what do you think? How do you think you've done? How do you think you've
Right.
made your impact? And
Right.
like I tell people, oh, trust me, for my level, I have made it. I've made it. What are you talking about? I got to rock stages for everybody from 15 people to 5, 6, 7, 8,000 people.
Right.
Yes, I've made it. Most
Right.
people don't get to even do, that amount. You get to
That,
ride on
right.
tour buses, hang out with your homies and stuff. So
100%.
that's kind of how like my view of it.
No, no, it's
Yes, I've made
100%.
it.
Like it's all fucking like relative to your situation or
Absolutely.
whatever the fuck. What the fuck you want to like put the bar
Absolutely.
at? Like, oh, the bar is
That's
up
right.
here. And
There
of
you
course,
go.
a lot of people that don't actually partake or participate in actually making music or being creative or know what it's like
Right.
to do something, they can be out from the outside looking in like,
Oh,
but you're not JayZ.
you ain't
JayZ,
JayZ.
JayZ. Like you be like,
Absolutely.
all right.
Right. You're right.
What
And
we supposed to say?
what you gonna say? Exactly. What you gonna say? You ain't JayZ. You ain't DJ Khaled. You ain't Eminem or Royce or Twisted
Right,
or
right,
ICP or well, of course not. And for each of those people I just named, those groups and the people I just named, their level of where they are, they should be comfortable with. Like basically,
right.
I'm sure, ain't comparing themselves to, ICP ain't comparing themselves to JayZ. Well, if we ain't JayZ, we might as well stop. Or Twisted ain't comparing themselves to Royce, or Royce ain't comparing himself to Boondocks or anything like that, or Boondocks ain't comparing himself to Blaze, or no, everybody just, it's your level. So everybody
Right,
just, you get in where you
right,
get in, and your level of comfort and what is it that you're contributing and what you're doing, no
exactly.
matter how big or little of an impact. You could punch somebody you could punch somebody once and knock them out, or you can punch somebody once in maybe the liver, but they still gonna feel it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Still gonna feel that punch. Either way,
Right,
they
right,
may
right,
boom. Oh, you didn't knock me out. You still gonna feel it. It doesn't matter the level. Either
right,
way, you still got punched.
right.
You know
You
what I
you
mean?
just still
So that's
basically
kind of
what you're
like
saying. What you're saying
my
is we
take.
still make an impact. You still make an impact somewhere.
Oh,
Just because the whole
oh,
world didn't see it, it's not on the grand stage for
there you
everybody to
go.
see.
That's
Motherfuckers
it.
still got impacted by what I put out, what I
There you
did.
go.
I still touched the soul. So
There you
what you
go.
gonna tell me? That was the
That's
point.
how
I never
exactly.
I never made this song. I never made this music to reach millions of people
Exactly. There
to
you
be sitting
go.
there like The Rock and be like, in the
Right.
millions. You know what I mean?
And if it was, and if it does, hey, that's great too.
Right,
Hey, man,
right.
but wonderful. But if it don't, you know, that's cool too, you know. So
Right.
yeah, man. But yeah. Just been like I say, just trying to hone my engineering skills now and get deeper into this production side of things. Real quick, I know you the one interviewing me, but I saw you. So you do beats music as well? Okay, because I'm gonna have to check some of your stuff out too. We're gonna have to,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
we're gonna have to kick it.
So
You
no
know,
doubt. So you're talking about your production and engineering. That's exactly what my last year has been like too. I've been doing the podcast thing, so I could at
right,
least come across in some type of sane matter. Cause
right,
like when
right,
you don't get on the camera that much and you start to talk, you just sound like a fucking complete mess. And
right,
a
right,
lot of people just sound like a complete
right,
mess. That's why they don't
right.
want to fuck with anybody get on the camera. Like you get on the camera,
Exactly.
they might do a little pose or something, but
Right.
talk,
But talk
motherfucker. They're like,
like whoop.
ooh.
That's a whole different. That's a whole different feeling, a whole different vibe. You know, it's just
Right,
like, oh, I'm live while I'm talking. Like, oh, this is crazy. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
right. So I had to hone that because like performing, making a song for me, making a song it ain't nothing. I can make to me I can make super catchy songs. I can
Right.
make super heady songs. It was finding the motivation to do so, especially with the pandemic and
I
all the
know.
bullshit that's happening. Because it's like
Yes.
for me, like my goals is basically put an EP together and
Mm-hmm.
tour with that bitch.
Right. Right.
That's
Right.
it. Put an EP
That's it.
together, go touring, have fun. You know what I mean?
Right.
Let people hear it, make a couple
Yep.
dollars or whatever, but
Yep.
not go
You got
crazy. Like I'm not trying to go crazy. You know what I
right.
mean? Like I
Right.
just think about the idea of somebody that actually gets famous, like what that would be like on a day-to-day level. That's
Yeah. Yeah. I
nah.
saw a video. I saw a video. I said I think it was on Instagram. And like you said, that level of fame. And this is before, but Drake, it was a video of Drake, and he was walking, somebody's filming, he was walking through like the airport. And it was like Michael, well, almost Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, if Mike would have walked through an airport, it would have shut the whole airport down. But still, Drake had that level of frenzy. And it was so crazy. People just walking through and screaming and all this and all that. And you really do. You be like, that's crazy. That's weird. Now, of course, he don't do the shit no more. He done bought himself his own jet. Some big ass jumbo jet Drake bought. But
Right.
it's just crazy. Like you say, think about like that level of frenzy. It's just like, wow. That shit is
Right.
crazy.
I could take it in small bursts. You know what I mean? Like I get to a show. Oh, people at the
Right.
show. Oh, we love
Hey,
you.
there you
All right,
go.
cool.
There you
I can
go.
go
But
right
on a
around the corner.
constant,
I go hit it right around the corner. Go to a fucking pizzeria or something. Get a slice
right.
of some
And
shit.
motherfuckers
And
don't care nothing about
who's this?
don't care.
Get this guy out of here. What's this weirdo doing? Next person in
Absolutely.
line, motherfucker.
Yep.
So and it's great.
Absolutely.
And I
It just
actually like I enjoy that. You know
absolutely
what I
me
mean?
too. Me too.
That's
I
the
love
best
that.
thing. You get
But
to
that thing, if you was on that energy constantly and you can't even breathe. You can't breathe. Paparazzi, everything, fans, everything. Like if you was on that level to where you can't breathe, oh my God. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine.
right.
Like, oh
Right,
wow.
like they were saying about Eminem, like Eminem, he can't even like leave
Right,
his house without
right,
spending like 100 grand or some shit. Like he gotta
right.
use so much. He got a SWAT team or some shit.
Yeah,
Like
everybody exactly. That's crazy. Have
who want
that
to live
level
like
of
that?
success. Right. It is. It's so crazy just to have that
He
level of success.
he's coming through trying to rap the best, and he got the best lines, and he's coming through
Uh-huh.
dominating,
Right.
just to be put in a cell for the rest of his life everywhere he goes.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
he got to wear a hoodie.
Yeah.
He got to be ducking and hiding. He got to have security, armed guards.
Yep. At that
Who wants to
level.
live like that? Who
That
wants to
is.
live like
That's
that?
crazy. That is. That's very, very, yeah, it's very trippy, especially if you have babies and stuff like that. You got a wife, you got kids, things like that. Hey, your
You want
wife
to
and
have a
kids,
life,
everybody you mess with, they subject to it too. It's crazy.
right? Right. If you want to have a life, everybody coming through. Like
Yeah.
your girl can't go to the store. She getting
No.
paparazzi down.
No.
She was at the store. She took a tomato from one of the dudes at the produce. She probably fucking him.
Tomato. Right.
A
Exactly.
tomato. That must mean.
Yeah. Especially now in the internet in these internet days, anybody and everybody has access just to get on and say any damn thing that they want.
And how you feel about that, Oro? Like, how you feel about that, man? With the cancel culture thing. How do you feel about everybody just trying to cancel each other out? Was that something that you've seen before?
Never. It is the most. It is the most weird but fascinating thing that probably is ever came along. It is the most weird and fascinating thing at the same time, because you have this is the way let me rephrase that. I shouldn't say you have to. This is the way you have to look at things. I shouldn't say that. People gonna do what they want to do. I totally understand.
You know that.
But when you have millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions, and I know that ain't even enough of voices coming at something, it's hard to not cave to that type of pressure. I'm not talking about, oh man, I made some fucked up post and I had 30 people come up and no, you talking hundreds of thousands of people. So that pressure, of course, it will push and cave things, man. It'll, of course, people will be ready to push that cancel button. Dude, like, oh, let me just back off because that's a lot of people.
Right.
It's like the internet itself, social media, us being able to do what we're doing right now. Way back when, there's no way. If you said, hey, R.O.C, can I interview you? Sure. What show will you be at? Because there's no way we could do what we're doing now. It's great for things like that. Absolutely. Right. You got a new single coming out? Let me see. Let me check. Yeah, so I'm boom. All right, good. Now it's promoted in a lot of spots. It's great. Back in the day, we had to jump in the car. We drive to whatever the stuff, where the record store that's around here it was Hot Hits. That was our big store here. It was Hot Hits. Drive to Hot Hits. You whatever your cassette tape, CDs or whatever. You drive all the way to the next store. Now it's easy. It's great. I love the fact of those things, but it also opened a big can of worms, a big wormhole, big wormhole. Because now you got the kid that don't even, we ain't gonna bring race into it. We ain't gonna say the kid that might not like you because you're black. We gonna even, or because you're foreign, whatever. We ain't even say that. Just the kid that just, let me fuck you. And you just like, who is that? Why? Like, what the fuck? Why? I never liked you or none of your fucking music. I hope your family dies. I'll kill your kids and blah, 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 blah. And you just like, who the fuck is it? And you have no idea who it is.
But you get that? But do you get that? Do you
rabbit hole?
Do you get some of that?
Yes. And it's so crazy. Absolutely. It's so crazy. Because people don't, because again, it's easy to hide. It's easy to hide.
But do you think some of that, sorry to cut you off, man, but do you think some of that was like racially driven too? Seeing what you do in the underground, like in the underground hip hop scene is weird because for the majority of the people, they are white outside of like the big ones that are like tech and shit.
Right.
They're all white.
and for
some of them
me,
are Republican, and they get into
yes,
these different
yes,
different
absolutely,
groups like QAnon, because we're talking
absolutely,
about people that are like myself, outsiders,
right,
outcast. You know what I
yes,
mean? So
mhm,
they find their ways in these groups, and then they start
yes,
bringing some of that energy back into what y'all do
absolutely.
musically.
To what you're doing, absolutely. Especially, for me, you know, uh, you got to think you running around in rural rural spots throughout America and
Hmm.
little pockets of America.
Hmm.
These crowds and performances that I'm playing for, it's like I'm probably the only black person in the building.
Right.
No cap, as the young kids say
Right,
nowadays.
right,
No
right, right.
cap.
They might
I'm
be like three. They might be like three to rub together. They
tops,
might be like three to rub
tops,
together.
tops.
Right,
And not that I've ever had any smoke, no issues, no problems. Nobody
right,
ever, you know, hones in and look at that, nothing ever like that. Thank God,
right.
But yeah, it is a difference, that difference that's there. Is it a significant, like huge enough to make you stop and complain or something? No, it's never anything like that. It was
Right.
never anything like that. But now that the internet age just boomed and got a lot bigger, you tend to see, you get a lot, I've gotten more of that not seeing people than seeing people. It's crazy because again, it's easier for people to duck and hide and on the internet. It's a lot
Right.
easier to do that. So yeah, and I'm sure some of it is probably, racially, motivated. And I'm sure some of it ain't racially motivated. Some of it
Right.
just people just like pushing buttons. There's this
Right.
one cat. This was maybe a month or two ago, something like that, and said something. I posted something in my studio or something, and he said, "Oh, that shit, something that looks like shit. Something about Violent J in them studio is fucking way, but so
You know
I
where that
said
was coming from,
right,
but you
and I
know where that
said
was coming
something
from.
back, and I said something back, and then I said something. I don't think I said it on the what's the name. I think I did, and then uh and I
What you
instant
tell him? What
message.
you tell him?
I
What you
instant
tell him?
messaged them. And I was like, some motherfucker, something. And then I said, you know what? What are you doing? I was like, fool, delete that. Because I'm gonna tell you, hold on. Let me read you something that a screenshot I took. And this is from, I screenshotted this. This is something that I screenshotted from Trick. Okay.
Right.
This is something I screenshotted from Trick, and this is so true. And I caught myself after thinking about it, and I'm like, what are you doing? This right here, I screenshotted from Trick. Am I in the camera?
Yeah, I think you in there. You in there. Before you agree, I can't read that,
Before
but
you
yeah, I can
argue,
see. Oh, for you
before you
argue.
argue with someone, ask yourself, is that person even mentally mature enough? It says, mentally mature enough to grasp the concept of a different perspective. Because if not, there's absolutely no point. And it's
Right.
true.
Right.
It's
Right.
true. You have to be careful of who you arguing with and who you're talking to on the internet.
Right.
Because that, again, I always love the rabbit hole analogy because it's deep. You can be arguing with somebody and that rabbit hole is deep. And all they're doing, they're working off of emotion while you're trying to work off logic.
Right.
It's just like it
Right.
doesn't make sense to even argue. And I caught myself and I'm arguing with, who is this what are you doing, fool? Only person you better be worried about arguing with and giving that energy to is your wife. That's what you need to be doing. Anybody else on the
Right.
internet? Watch out, man. Back.
Right. Right.
It's real
Right.
it's real problems, it's real stuff going on. Watch out. I ain't got time for that. Back.
Right.
Holler at me when you see me at a show, and then if you still feel that same energy, then we'll discuss and talk and
But they
whatever else.
don't. But they
But they
don't.
don't. Exactly.
Like at the moment, for someone like you who got into Magic Ninjas after once it started,
Right.
you got in it, but you
Yep.
wasn't with Psychopathic. So it's like, yeah, you was in a subsidiary, but you
Right.
wasn't with them. So as soon as you came through, it's like you're hated on because other people
Right.
want to get on,
That's
or
right.
you're not with the group that they with. So
Yep. That's right.
you're gonna get this hate.
Yes,
And
always.
it's only when motherfuckers is having a bad day. They're having a
That's it.
bad day. They down on their luck. Shit is
Yeah.
trash. They might not be
Yeah.
able to get high that day. They go
Yeah.
online. They see your
Exactly.
face and you
Yep.
chilling. You got some comments. You got some
Exactly.
love, and they're like,
They
man,
like,
fuck
hell
this mother.
no. Fuck that motherfucker. That's it too. That's it. Fuck him. And like, this was many years ago. Monoxide told me. Monoxide say, look, man, I'm gonna tell you. He said, you always gotta remember, if there is so many other people that would want the spot you in, no matter how good you may think you have it or how bad you think you have it be, he said, there's always, trust me, there's a lot of other people that just want to
Wait,
take your
they
spot.
waiting.
They'll,
They're like this.
yep, yep. So they'll do things or say things or this or that or that or this just to infiltrate and pull you out that spot, and they'll take that spot with the quickness. So,
Right.
so yeah. So this cancel culture thing, it is in some senses, it is good. I was talking to a friend of mine about that very thing about cancel culture,
Right.
and he said, I just don't think it's fair that everything is getting canceled and this, that, this because of this and that and that and this. And I said, yeah, I totally agree, because a lot of things that's canceled, that's getting that cancel, kick that cancel mark on them. Kind of like, wait a minute, what? Like, wait a minute, I don't understand. Like, why? Because of X, Y, Z. It's even like comedians. Comedians comedy. When you in comedy, ain't nothing off limits. It's
Right.
like watching South Park. South
Right.
Park, they will fry Christians, Jews, black folk, Puerto Rican, Mexican. They don't eat whatever. It's
Whatever.
everything is a target.
It's fair game.
Fair game, and I love that. I like that.
Right.
Because to me, everything should have been like that from the beginning. It shouldn't be just no attack on, my Latino brothers and sisters, or an attack on my Asian brothers and sisters, or my Scottish brothers or Irish
Right.
brothers and sisters, or
Right.
my African brothers and sisters, or whatever.
Right.
It shouldn't be
Yo,
on just
I
one of them. It should be everybody. Y'all all get attacked.
right. To second that nature, what you're saying there. In the 90s, everybody joked on each other.
Yes.
It didn't matter. It was like, you're fucking this, you're fucking that. Fuck you. You're one of those. You're one of those. And it was like, at the same time, people were still together. It wasn't like we're together and we can't diss each other, but we're gonna sit here and diss everybody else that's not there yet. Because it's one thing that everybody's talking this woke shit, but like at the end of the day, if you woke, you shouldn't be sitting there trying to shit on other people.
Absolutely.
Or cancel other people. If you're woke, like, this is why I get really salty with the woke shit, because like I felt like I was like, I'm woke, and then everybody like, nah, I'm woke. You're not woke enough. Sorry, got you. And really, what they're saying is like, they're just being more discriminatory. Like, they're not.
You are, because I don't think like you. Because I don't there, and just like that point right there. Because like I said, people, because I don't think like you. I'm not woke enough. Here's the thing with that, and there is a line with that. Some people will get this confused. There is a difference between you being, like a person having an opinion versus person not having an opinion. To me, here's some of the confusion. An opinion to me is not, man. Yep. Well, all black people are, mostly all the black people are criminals. That's not an opinion.
Right.
Insult, you cocksucker. Learn the difference. That type of shit. I'm like, what? That's not an opinion, you bastard. That's a fucking insult. Learn the difference. Because if you want to get that deep into how many African, you need to come with a whole motherfucking board and get your figures, and I want to see breakdowns, and there you go. It's things like that. Those are not opinions. Fuck all the white people I met, they racist.
Right.
What the fuck? That's not an opinion. That's a fucking insult, sir.
Right,
I don't care. All white people racist. For real? Who the fuck you been talking to?
Yeah,
what white people you been around?
But to me, when someone says that all these people are racist or all these people are that, or all people, I could just turn it back on them. It's automatically a mirror for me. Like, so you're talking about yourself. You're talking about yourself.
Right. That's good. It is. It's a mirror. That's all it is. It is a mirror. You are just you talking to yourself. You're using this. I always say blankets. It's blankets. You're using a blanket to cover a whole thing. Cancel culture is absolutely, and I know I went down a whole other thing, but it's like the internet. It's needed, but sometimes it's not needed. You got to learn when to use it and learn it. Like pulling the weapon. If I pull my pistol on you, I got to know when to use my gun and when not to use my gun. You can't just pull it going around just shooting every damn body.
Right. And you can't just be pulling it out if you're not going.
There you go. Don't be pulling it out. I'm not going to pull my pistol and I'm just flashing it around. No. That's how cancel culture is. Same thing. You can't just be, you know what? This one particular blah, blah, blah did this. They should get canceled.
Right. But how much of that? Right. How much of that do you think is like clout chasing? Like they just, their form of clout chasing. Like for us as artists, we got to do certain things to get attention, and we got to, but we're trying to be creative. We're trying to put out something. We're trying to put out a message. We're trying to make people have a good time and shit. These motherfuckers here are just salty. And I know I've met a few people personally that's been a part of cancel culture. These are the dudes or chicks that don't leave their seat. They just got a laptop on their lap, and all they're doing is talking shit about somebody else. The pizza, it goes right on the couch. I seen cancel culture people that were talking shit on everyone else with the pie.
Right.
Opened up in the box on the couch. Why would you put a pie? Why would you put a pie on the couch? Like, that's greasy.
Right.
Like you can't put it. But these are the same people. These are the same people that want to cancel people too. It's like they're just bitter about their life. They haven't figured it out. They might lack some guidance or they, motivation or whatever. Absolutely. And for that, like I feel for them. But at the same time, like I can't just come around and start trying to diminish everything that everyone else is doing because y'all shit ain't right. Get your shit right. Work on yourself. Do what you got to do.
Yep, you got to work on you. It is about each individual working on themselves and each individual, getting themselves more, making themselves more knowledgeable about issues and situations that are going on around here. Taking 15-second clips from the internet, thinking that I know the whole story. I just already know. Look at the cop. He threw my man to the ground. See. You didn't know what transpired before that. What my man might have done. to
Right.
lead up to him getting, to
Right.
lead up to the cop, putting them to the ground. You have no idea.
Right. Right. Right.
Or
Right.
vice, and in that same thing, on the flip side of that is, yeah, he's getting thrown to the ground, and you running up saying, "Yep, see, look at him, just committing crimes again." You have no idea what transpired because it may be the video, and you may see the video and be like,
Right.
"Oh wow, that's the whole video," but the guy didn't do anything. The cop was maybe he was having them, as they say, a bad day. Maybe he was having a bad day. Oh man, and why did he do that to that guy? That's messed up. Or you could see it the opposite way. Oh, he threw that guy. Oh, that guy punched that cop dead in his face. And then but you only saw the part where the guy got thrown to the ground. So context, we all should do homework.
Right.
Learn to appreciate each other, our differences and things like that,
Right.
and do homework. That to me, that's woke.
Right.
You can do what you want. I don't want to tell people what to do, but it is very difficult to segregate especially nowadays. It's getting harder to, to keep certain groups and certain this and things, segregated. And a lot of people want that. A lot more than what we think they want.
You're saying they want segregation?
Yes, I think a lot more folks probably want that. That segregation. I wouldn't say a lot, but you have those pockets, people that would want that segregation.
Big pockets. Big pockets.
Yes,
Big pockets.
yes, we want that segregation. And the thing is again, it's just not. Anything is possible. Anything is possible, but it's not possible. What would you do? Would you go half the country, and you go, okay, so this half is all the foreigners and black people and all that, and then this side we're gonna have all the Italians and the Jewish and the whatever. Of course you can't do that. You're not gonna do that. You get some of these guys out here running around and this, this, and the culture war is coming, like we about to be back in what's the names with rifles and guns and shooting it out. Listen, guys, that it achieves nothing. None of that stuff achieves nothing.
And I feel like maybe 5 years ago, we were good. We were coming together better than we ever have.
Yes.
Better than we ever have. Like, musically, culturally, and then somehow with all this bullshit with the lockdown, and then with what happened with George Floyd, and then like all of 2020, we got fucking confused.
Crazy.
We went back on, we got back on our heels. We got back on the defensive. Like, what happened?
Yes,
man. It's not good for who we are as people, and it's also it's really not good. I mean, I don't want to talk selfishly, but it's not good for music culture. You know what I mean?
It's not.
Like,
it's not.
We can't connect properly if we're all worried about political views and racial lines and all this bullshit.
Yes.
Like, we have to. The music is what connected us, you know what I mean? Like, back in the beginning of time, like with Chuck Berry, like with Chuck fucking Berry, like
absolutely,
they pulled down the racial lines and said, let's unify. So like, that's what music does. And nowadays, people don't even want to hear music if it unifies, I feel like.
They don't. No, you're right. And they don't. And it's like you said, you got to get into something that unifies you. You have to get into things that bring everybody together. But I get where you Colin Kaepernick.
Right.
I understand. Of course. Yeah, because sports, that was always the place. White, black people, everybody could just run together and we just, yeah, it's great. See, Colin Kaepernick and people like Colin Kaepernick, they are an extension of people that are their empathy and things like that, it transcends themselves.
Right.
So see, their empathy and their reach, they reach beyond just you sitting in a stadium. They want you to be, they want to shake up those things because they want you that bubble. Don't just think that that's just the whole world. Boom, we want to bust that bubble. We want you to think about the people that are living on this street that don't have anything to eat, that's struggling, that's this, that's that, and that's what that is. Is it a good thing? Yeah. Is it a good thing? No. Is it a good thing? Yeah. Is it a good thing? No. It is very complicated. It is. Right. It is very complicated. I know some people say it ain't complicated. All they got to do is stop kneeling. And some people will say it ain't complicated. All they got to do is stop pulling all this bullshit with people and people won't kneel. It's not that easy. It's so much more complicated. And the best thing for us, same thing me and you are doing. It's dialogue. That's the only thing people can do, dialogue. And I'm not talking about you getting on the internet arguing with this person and that. Again, that's just a rabbit hole that you don't even want to go down because ain't nobody gonna listen to you. Even if you start to agree, you and another person, one day, this guy popped up on the internet and he was like, he said something, there was something that I commented on. And said, who was it? It was something I commented on. And who was it? I don't remember. Some celeb, and I commented because I seen this person say, stop, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And stick to music. And again, I didn't understand that. I'm like, but that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. I'm like, that makes no sense. That's like me telling a plumber, well, wait a minute, sir, you fix toilets and stuff. Why are you talking about politics? Wait a minute, hold on. Ma'am, you drive a bus, but you pay taxes. That's supposed to be your right to speak on these things. Now, whether you're educated in those things, there's a whole, right.
But everybody should have their say. Right.
Absolutely.
Everybody should have their say.
Everybody should. You know?
So here's a question that goes totally out of what the fuck we were just talking about, because I'm hearing how you talk, and I know you're older, you got some years, you've been some places, you've seen some shit.
Yes.
Have you ever done psychedelics?
No. I'm not. No, I'm gonna tell you. Me, the first time I smoked weed, for the first time I smoked trees, I was 36. First time I tried it, I was 36. Friend of mine, she was like, come on. I'm like, I ain't never tried this stuff in my whole, I've just never been, drinking, drugs, stuff like that. I've never really been heavy in any of that stuff. And that's what I said, 36. So she said, yeah, try. So I remember I tried it and I was like, all right. So boom, she had a little pipe. And I remember watching basketball. Whoa. Oh, whoa. And I started to, I was, whoa.
You
And
was
I
falling
remember that was
asleep.
my first time ever. I just went, yeah. And then after that, I didn't again. And then one day, all the fellas were smoking twisted. Everybody was like, oh, B, come on, you gotta at least smoke one time with us. You smoke, you did, you gotta smoke with us. Well, all right, man. There you go. Hit it once. Okay, that's good enough. All right. Yeah, hell yeah, B. Everybody, hell yeah. R.O.C. smoked. Hell yeah. Everybody like, damn, he smoked. Because it's just not something I ever really got into.
It's not how you. It's not how you operate.
Nah. And I drink occasional. And when I say occasional, I shouldn't even say occasional. Don't insult drinking like that. Ain't even occasional. I might drink once every 6 months, 7, 8 months, maybe once, twice in a year. I don't really drink
on certain occasions.
There you go. And
not even occasional, but on certain occasions is when you fucking drink. No, that's what's up, man. Like I didn't start smoking weed till I was like 25.
Okay.
So I went through my whole, up to 25, like fuck smoking.
Right.
What the fuck you doing with that for?
Right.
And I started to drink a lot. Like I'll drink a whole bottle of wine, the big one. And I'll finish that shit. One time I finished that shit and it was like 25 minutes in and I sobered up.
Wow.
And I was like in Texas with some rich dude that was just basically like, come hang out with us. We got money. We got things. I'll just give you shit.
Right.
I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go hang out with this motherfucker. Like whatever, let's go see what life is like. So went over there, got drunk, finished the bottle, and in 20 minutes I was like sober. And my dude's just like smoking weed, like you should smoke this weed. Now you might. And he was a big juggalo cat too. He's like, he raps, he does his music now too. He's like, his name is Ratchet D. So he was like, yo, you might as well just smoke. I'm like, nah, man, I don't smoke, blah blah. But it was like I was getting beaten down everywhere because I was traveling by myself. I didn't have like I was doing the nomad thing. I was just doing the backpack shit. So I was like, all this, I got a fan up in fucking whatever. I'm gonna go over there and hang out with him for 2 weeks, and then I'll just get myself into a whirl of bullshit. So here he's like, oh, might as well smoke. I'm like, all right, you might as well just shotgun it to me. And then he shotgunned it to me, and I was high for a little bit. I'm like, for me, I was like, this is actually where I should, at that time, I was like, this is where I should be. Like, I haven't been getting high. I've been talking shit on people smoking weed for like 10, 15 years since I was a little ass kid. I've been like, you're pie. You know what I mean? So now I smoke a little, I smoked a little tree, and I was like, and it's not something that I can do all the time on the rip. Like I can't just be sitting here on the fucking podcast smoking weed because
boom, boom, boom.
I will get nervous. I need to smoke weed and be by my fucking self. Like I can't smoke weed and be around motherfuckers. I'm trash. I'm trash at that. I'm so trash at that. So like, but smoking weed sometimes just gives me the giggles, gets me funny, gets me like, opens up my mind a little bit. I don't know, but I think I didn't always need some shit like that. But I think all the shit that I've been through, trying to make it, because in the beginning I wasn't even trying to do underground shit. I was trying to like, I'm gonna be the next, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be the next JayZ. I'm gonna be like Mace. Like I thought I was Mace when I was in the 90s. Like that's when I started rapping. So
yeah.
So I thought I'm gonna be the fly guy again.
And it's for me, like, and of course, it's so different than you and inhaling and breathing it in, holding it in. But like, I always, for me, just didn't smoke. But around the cats I was around, they smoke so damn heavy. you end up catching a buzz. You be on you on a fucking tour bus with Blaze and Twisted, and they just and Dustin and everybody, and them boys just like soup, and you just like, oh my God, in between them passing it to Matt Nips or this person passing it to this person, and they just boo 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 boo. You ain't got no choice but to get contact. You do.
Right. Right.
Damn, I'm hungry as hell. I wonder why I'm so hungry, motherfucker, because you inhale all this tree.
Right. Especially if you're in, sorry to cut you off, man, but especially if you're like in a tour bus or some confined area, a little studio where you gotta lock the shit up so that way the sound is good.
Yes. You just like, good God. So people always wonder, damn, throughout all that, you didn't smoke, you don't smoke. Well, no, it's just, I've never been the type to like, I'm not a, come on, peer pressure, come on, peer pressure. Like I've never, that stuff I've never been like that guy, you're gonna fold to the peer pressure, come on, peer pressure. It's just, I don't know, you just gotta kind of I've always been that guy, you just gotta kind of walk your path, because in the end, I don't think they do double caskets.
Right. They're not doing a casket for you and the person that got you in that mess.
Y'all gonna lay in there together and y'all about to just go together. It doesn't work like that. This is your journey. This is your walk of life. So you just gotta kind of get in there and do you. No matter how awkward and uncomfortable and whatever else it is, it's your walk. That's why I try to, not that it works all the time, I try to be as, positive and as cool as, possible to people and even to myself, because that is something that a lot of us don't do. We ain't cool with ourselves. We have this outer thing and we cool with everybody else, but then we beat ourselves up a lot too.
Yeah.
So, that's still a journey for me. It's always a journey. I tell people life is always a journey. I posted something, what was it, last night or something? And I always tell my family this, it's never too late until it's too late. Like Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant, they have, they words and they wasn't cool and things like that. And Shaq had said, so many other things he wanted to tell Kobe, but now it's too late. You can't tell them anymore. And I tell people that in relationships that may have that may be strained or different things like that. If you do have the time, you better figure it out. Nobody has time for. Trust me, your life is only a blink of an eye in the vast scheme of things. What you gonna live to? What? Maybe you 70, 80, 90? It's only a blink. So don't spend that time.
See, this is why I asked you why you if you did psychedelics, because you talking like a motherfucker that did psychedelics. Like that's how I talk. I'm like, this is a blink. Nobody's even gonna remember this shit.
Right.
Sometimes I get ahead of myself or I get in my own way, and I'm like. If this shit, I want it to matter, and I want it to matter to the people that pay attention, people that watch, and people, maybe you can learn something from it, maybe you can get something out of it. But at the same time, on the flip side, what does it fucking matter? Like we're gonna.
Yes, because it's gonna be gone. It's gonna be gone. So that's why I always, when you see things like. Hey, this is only where a colored only fountain. Coloreds drink out of this fountain. Whites in this bathroom only. You like, there's no time for this. Y'all all gonna get in that bathroom and drink that water because your life about to be over in a second. There's no time for division. You better get in there. Everybody just house it up. Have fun, get in your casket, and then the next generation comes. And y'all just keep having you better quit fucking around, people. Ain't no time for division and people being all, there's no time for it. We have to focus on trying to help one another and building up humanity. or building up the race. Kills me when people say races. There's not races. It's only one. Where in the fuck do they get this? Oh, yeah. Well, what race are you? Motherfucker, I'm human.
Right, Earthling.
So I'm human. I'm human race. Just like I might not know what I truly am. That's because of slavery and things like that. I may not know that I'm from this part of Africa or this part of this or that or that or this, but it's just like I am of African descent. It's like other people, you know, hey, white people, black people, white people. What the fuck is white people? Hey, white people, motherfucker, you Italian. What are you? Are you Polish? What are you? Are you Lebanese? Are you Indian? What are you? You're something. You know what I mean? You're something. Right. You know, everybody has their nationalities, people. And we may be different nationalities, but we only one race, human race. They don't fucking check boxes on you know, apps and what race are you? What human? Start writing human across all that shit. Get just human. You know. Now, if you want to say my ethnicity, okay, I'll identify as African. You can't. Now I can't boil down specifically where my ancestors would have been, you know, because of, again, that part of my history may have been erased. Where specifically my what's the names are from, but that's what I, you know, again, that right there. Like, wouldn't it just be lovely to just roam around the planet anywhere and enjoy Lebanese food? You can sit right in the middle of Lebanon and enjoy their culture and their food. I'm not talking about appropriating their shit. We gonna steal all their ideas and take it back. Or we gonna take over their. I just mean just to go and sit and enjoy.
Right.
Go to you know, Japan or Egypt or different things like that and enjoy. But guess what? In a sense, we kind of can, because it's almost here in America to where it's supposed to be that melting pot. So you have all of these different things that you like, woohoo, I could go, oh, there's this Lebanese restaurant. Oh, I want to go try this. So, oh my goodness, there's this or there's that, or you know, this, that, this. And that's really what America should be. Everybody should have, you know, a stake in a little bit of what's the name in this. I don't know the guy's name, but he's I see him pop up little videos every once in a while. He used to work for Facebook, and he was talking about there's only so many guys, 100, I think he said, not even, that really run the world, like control export, import, different things like that.
Right.
And the thing is, I think that's great. And people who work for theirs should, absolutely. You got to enjoy the fruits of your labor. But at the same time, you like, okay, that's cool. But what in the, again, I'm thinking grand scheme of things, what's the end game in you having $300 billion? What's the end? What are you doing? I'm just, you know, again, I did it. It's yours. My companies, and I write, and that's my goddamn money. I don't got nobody telling me what the hell to do with my $300 billion. I totally understand, but what is the end game to that? I don't get it.
And the other question is, how small is your dick?
Right. There you go. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's like, what I don't understand. What the fuck? It's like, to me, it's like churches. Like a church. People say mega church. Mega church? The fuck are you? Mega church? Ain't no fucking such thing as no mega church. There's no mega church. Churches shouldn't have money. Churches should be really the pastor walking around preaching the word. How much do we make? Probably the tops, maybe 40,000 a year, 50,000, millions of dollars a year for a pastor? Are you kidding me, sir? You should not have millions of dollars, sir. Absolutely not. All that money, millions you making should be funneled right back into these neighborhoods or whatever that need that.
Or at least the community of the fucking church. If everybody's putting the money together, it should kind of get split in a certain way or held. Yo, you need help with this? I got you. Absolutely. And I know some churches that do that, but the fucking mega churches, these guys they got private jets. They got all types of shit.
Like, what do you need that for? Are you kidding me? There's no way. And again, that's just my thinking of the grand scheme of things. I don't have time to argue with you. Let's just kick it and break bread real quick, because trust me, in the blink of an eye, I'm gonna be dead and gone. So will you, and nobody's gonna care much no more. So why spend my time arguing and doing this? I want to spend what time I have, doing what I got to do. I'm pushing 50 years old. Trust me, people. I don't have another 50 years to be sitting up here arguing with nobody. I just want to live my life and have a good time and get out here and fight some of these issues and things like that too. Don't get me wrong. I know everything ain't just, let's just all have a good time and forget all the bad stuff. I wish, but it'd be nice if we could. It'd be nice if the billions and billions and trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars that people make, you just say, okay, we're going to do this for this. We're going to take all this out. We're going to get this it would be great if that happened, which we know it ain't. Right. But again, we got to be focused on uplifting each other and worried about living, the best of our the little small amount of time that we have here as a human being. You better enjoy your little 70, 80, 90 years if you can get that by. You better get out here and enjoy this. You better get out and try to make a difference. You better get your ass up and pop all these little bubbles people are living in, or pop your own bubble. See what's happening outside in the world. See what's going on in the world, because there's a lot of things going on. A lot of things are happening, that we probably should help with. We could, and we probably should help with. And you can't do everything, because then you could spend all of your 80, 90 years doing for others. Now, it's not a bad thing. Oh my,
but you gotta do for yourself a little bit. You gotta make sure the food goes inside your mouth and into your belly, right?
Yes.
Yo, R.O.C, I appreciate you, man. We're already at the end. We're at the end, man. We made it to the end. I still got questions for you, so I hope you can make it on another podcast sometime.
Yes, man.
Appreciate you.
Yes,
I appreciate everybody. What happened?
Yes. Right. Yes. Thank y'all so much. Everybody who, stopped through to kick it with us. We was off on everything today. We was off on the all the other stuff, but we're going to get back and we're going to keep focused on the music and things like that. One thing I want to say that I love saying on most of the social posts is be good to one another, man. Be good to one another, y'all. Seriously. It don't cost you nothing. Just be good to one another.
100%. Thank you, R.O.C.
Yes,
Thank everybody in the chat. Thank everybody that's going to watch this later. Thank anybody that just pressed this on mistake.
Yes,
this is the Street Shaman Podcast. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for the time and attention. The R.O.C, Shamanic Poe, Street Shaman Podcast, and we out of here, motherfucker.